My name is Dr. Julie Williams, and I am the president and founder of Humanitarian Efforts Reaching Out, which we call HERO. And we are a nonprofit 501c3 organization established here in Sedona. And what we do is we provide healthy, sustainable communities in underdeveloped nations around the world.
In other words, third world countries.
Third world countries, I'm being politically correct.
Politically.
With underdeveloped nations.
When you're not in a third world country, what do you do?
I am an ER physician up at Flagstaff Medical Center.
So that kind of qualifies you to be sort of a fixer of everything?
Well, jack of all trades, it's you kind of take care of what comes into the door, and in third world countries you kind of take care of what comes down the dusty road or out of the jungle or off the beach or whatever is presented to you. But you have to certainly be prepared, and you're a lot less equipped when you're in these countries.
Yeah. So HERO travels to third world countries and renders medical aid to local people. And how do you charge for that?
There's no charge. The only thing that we really like is for people to show up, and actually our payment is their smile. They're extremely grateful for what we do, but there's absolutely no fee involved. This is all volunteer service by the people who go. All of the volunteers behind the scenes who don't go, they all volunteer their time to help fundraise, to help prepare for the trip. We have big packing parties and get our equipment all together. So all of that stuff is volunteer, and there's nobody who's paid or has to be paid.
So how do you fund this? I mean, there's airfare, there's supplies, there are all the accoutrements that you need. How does this get funded?
Well, first off, all of the volunteers who go pay their own way. That is a big part of our budget. Our budget, for instance, to go to Nicaragua this next trip is about $140,000. And so all of the volunteers pay. That's a big part of our budget. About $105,000 is all for travel and their expenses. And so the people are required to do that. Not one penny that people donate from the outside goes towards any volunteers' travel or food. The second thing that we do is we go out and we try to have fundraisers. For instance, we have the Zenprov group here in Sedona has offered to do a show for us, which we're really grateful for, on August 23rd at the Creative Life Center at 7 o'clock in the evening. And so a part of those proceeds they're going to donate to us. I mean, it's people really in the community who see what we're doing, who understand the good that we're trying to do, and who open up their pocketbooks and their hearts, and they donate to HERO. And that's how we've sustained ourselves over the last 6 years.
So this is a whole group of doctors and nurses who all travel together?
It's a mixed group, actually.
Let me come back on that. I kind of want to frame this to, where do the people come from who travel with you? Kind of, give me an idea of what the structure is and how you pull this together. Okay. And then we'll talk about, well, what do these people do? There's John Doe from the garage down the street. He's going. What does Joe do? Right. So tell us first of all, how do you staff it?
Well, the way that we get staffing is really, it's word of mouth. These are people initially, when we started 6 years ago, these were friends of mine, coworkers who said, hey, that's a cool thing. I think I'd like to do that. And then, of course, then they tell their family what they're doing, and then the family members will contribute money, and then they go, hey, next trip I think I'd like to go. So it really is word of mouth spread out there in the community. And now we have a website, of course, and people read the website and they want to donate, or they say, hey, can I go? And really, HERO doesn't have any specific requirements. Like, you don't have to be a medical person, because we do more than medical. We do way more than just medical. We do dental, we have an animal project, we have veterinarians who go with us, we have a solar cooker project. So that's John Doe down the street who can build solar cookers, because we really believe, because we're there such a short period of time, that you have to build healthy, sustainable communities. Because when we leave, what do we leave them with? Vitamins? A bottle of antibiotic? No, you have to make them sustainable. That's how you get these communities to really make their quality of life much better. And so the people come from anybody who's interested. They come and they hear what we have to say. They look at our website, they see the videos, and they understand, like, wow, this is something I want to be a part of. And that's how we get our volunteers.
So a typical mission would be you and 20 volunteers. Kind of give us an idea on what the structure would be.
Well, it depends on where we go, actually. In Nicaragua, because we have access to stay at a beach surf camp, that's another organization that's down there, and the whole premise of that Monty's Beach Surf Camp is you come down, you can stay here at the camp for a minimal charge, but you have to provide some kind of humanitarian work.
So a typical, let's talk about your most recent one, which was Nicaragua, and then
right.
we'll backtrack to India.
India, okay.
So where does a typical mission would be comprised of a doctor?
So a typical mission team would have, of course, medical people, doctors, nurses, EMTs, and then even lay people, because we need people who can act as a pharmacist, can read the bottles that have antibiotic, for instance, in them. And when we call for amoxicillin 500 milligrams and we need 21 pills, they can put them in baggies and they can give them to us. So really, lay people can be part of that medical team. They don't have to have a big medical background, or none at all, actually. So we have dental who goes with us. We have the veterinarians who go with us, because the field vets, they go out there and they do like surgery out in the open, under a tree, on a makeshift table. They're doing spay and neuter. They're giving vaccines. And so they have their assistants who help them too, the vet techs who go with them. We also have a vitamin project. We've been really fortunate to be sponsored and supported by Vitamin Angels, which is an organization out of Santa Barbara, California. And they have provided for us vitamins over the years, over 1 million vitamins to take to these various sites.
So vitamin deficiency is a problem.
Vitamin deficiency, because their nutrition is so poor. And so that's a big part of our project. And of course, anybody can put vitamins in a baggie and hand them to a little kid or to a pregnant or nursing mother. And so those are important. The other project we do is we have an eye machine. And the eye machine is a refractor, and it kind of measures people's eyes. And so we can give them eyeglasses to suit their needs. I mean, some of these people haven't been able to read for a long time. And so that's a great project. It's supported by the Lions Club here in Sedona. Dr. Serge Wright and his group have been great to donate glasses to us. Zeiss Lab gave us that machine. It's thousands of dollars, and they gave us that machine. And so we haul this big machine everywhere we go, whether it's Nicaragua, Honduras, India. That's another project what we do.
So tell me about your most recent project.
Our most recent project coming up in March of 2014 is to go back to Nicaragua. We'll be staying at Monty's Beach Surf Camp, and we'll go out to these various communities in the area and provide the services to make these healthy, sustainable communities. So we have a big team that goes actually to that one. In fact, the team is so big, the camp can't really handle all the people at once. So we are actually dividing this. For the first time, we're going to divide the team. And so we'll have a group go initially. It's going to be about 45 people strong. And then on the day that team leaves, another team arrives, and they continue what we're doing. And they're only going to be about 25 people. So that's a big group. That's 70 people. And that's probably the largest trip, or it is the largest trip here has had.
This is sort of along the lines of ecotourism.
It is. This is definitely along the line of ecotourism, because people, you have to create this program in a way, because you're asking people to spend their vacation time, their vacation money to go and do humanitarian work. So, your expectation when you do that is kind of like create an environment where they can have fun, and it is definitely fun to do the mission part. But in the evening, you're at this beautiful beach, you can swim, you're staying in this very nice camp, you're well taken care of, well fed. And so it's kind of nice to have that ecotourism angle to this particular mission especially.
Before you went to Nicaragua, the previous trip to that was, tell me about that trip.
Well, our previous trips, we do some other trips to Honduras with another organization. It's actually my family's another 501c3 organization called Haven Universe. And they've been going to Honduras in the mountains for the past 15 years. And so Hero supports them. Sometimes we go along with them. Sometimes we just help assist paying for the medications. So that's one of the trips. In fact, that group just got back about 5 days ago from that mission. And then before that, we went to India and we served in the Tibetan refugee camps.
Tell me a little bit about that.
So when we went to India, as you know, we went to a very remote area in northeast India, and it's called Mampat. It's one of the settlements. And within that Tibetan refugee settlement, there's multiple camps. And so what we do on a daily basis is we go out to each camp and we bring the medical supplies, the animal supplies, whatever it is that we have to the people. Because it's such a big area. I mean, these people would have to walk miles to come to us. And so we go to them and we provide camp, and that care is incredible. These people have nothing. It's very, very, very poor there. Well, if you want to find us, you can find us on the website. We have a great webpage, www.heroefforts.org. You can always reach us on our phone, 928-300-0704. We're around, we're a presence here in Sedona, in the Verde Valley, and even in Flagstaff. We have a lot of volunteers at a flag. So we hope you come out and support what we do and learn about what we do and become part of Hero.